Hey all, welcome again on David Stack. So in the last video, we discussed about the model classes. Why we need a model class and what is the exactly mean of the model classes in Flutter. And we created a model class for the single instance which is coming from the backend, and it have a two parameter name and phone number. And after creating a model classes, we show the data, the name and phone number in our main page. So if you didn't watch that video, so watch it first. Now in this video, what I will do that I will create model classes for the nested object kind of thing. So suppose you are getting a response back from the backend like this. You have a three parameter in a first object, name, channel name, and there is a social media parameter which contain a object of the all the social media account like the FB page, Twitter page and Insta page. Suppose there is Insta page which have another object for the channel page and own page, which means that you are just getting a nested object. First one is Insta page, and the parent of the Insta page is social media. So social media contain another object, and there is a main object which contain a social media object. So we have a three object over here which is a nested to each other. So in this video I will explain that how you can create a model classes for this kind of response. So just take example of the Insta page is a children, and the parent of the Insta page is social media. Similarly, the parent of the social media is the main object which don't have any name, but you can just see that while creating a model classes, you have to create a model class for the leaf node, which in our case is Insta page. Then we have to create a model class for the parent node of the leaf node. So just one step above, then we have to create a model class for the parent of the social media. So while creating a model classes, just see this kind of picture in your mind and create a model class for the nested object response. So there is a trick that suppose the endpoint I showed you, the response you are getting from the backend is contain data for the profile related thing. So you just create a new folder called profile, where you can put all the model classes which will be responsible for the single API calling. Suppose you have a home page and profile page. So for the profile page you are getting a data from the backend. So all the profile related data and the model classes you have to put inside the profile folder, and for the home page related API response and the model classes you have to create another folder inside the model folder which will be the name of the home page. So this is the better way to do the file structuring, because when you debug something, so at the time of debugging this will help you. So inside the profile folder I will create a new file called Insta model, which is a leaf model for us, and I have to create a new file called social media model. So first I will create an Insta model, then social model, then we will work on the main model. So I just created a three file, but first we will work on the Insta model. So let's work on to the Insta model. And you know that in the last video we created a model.dart, so I will just copy it and paste it onto the Insta model. Now what we have to change is we just have to change the name, the file name over here, because the part name will be the same name as we have in the file name of the model class. Then we have to change the main model class name, and now we just had to update the constructor name and here the factory name, because now the name of the class is changed, and here also. So in the last video I told you that when you create your first model classes, then you just have to take a code of the model class and you just have to replace 2 or 3 things, like here and the constructor name and the main class name and in the factory method. So you don't have to write the code all the time. Then you just have to change the parameter which we are getting back from the backend. So the name of the parameter is channel page, the first parameter, and second parameter is own page. So here also we had to use the exact name which we are getting from the backend. So I will use over here, and the second parameter name is own page. So let me update it, and we don't have any third parameter in the insta model. So here also we had to update the name because it's a constructor, so always is this, then automatically the name will come over here. So hit the save because we updated over here. Then let me go on a social model. Again I will just do the copy pasting of the model, and in the social media model I will update it. So here also we have the different name. The name is social model. So social model I updated here. Also we have to update the mail class social model. Let me copy it over here and update the constructor name here also, and here also. Then the last thing we have to do, update here. Now the parameter which we are getting back in a social model object is a FB page, Insta page, and Twitter, and Insta page is type of Insta model. So let me go on here. Here instead of name we have a FB page, and we don't need this. Let me delete it. Second one is Twitter. We can order anything, so Twitter, and third object is type of Insta model. So let me call the Insta model, and let me create the same name which we have over here. It's the Insta page. Go on here and paste it. Now let me update the constructor name. So here I use this dot, again this dot, this dot. So here we updated the social model thing. Now just copy it again, the main model abstract class, and go on a main model class file. Here also I will update the here, and here also I will update. Now let me go on to the here, and you can see that in the main model we have 3 parameters. So the first parameter is name, second one is channel name, and third thing is social media. So first parameter is name, second one is channel name. So let me add a channel name, and third parameter is social media. Now so let me update the constructor name and the factory name. So basically I won't write the same thing again and again. I just copy and paste because it's a boilerplate kind of thing. So just do the copy pasting for your side also, and here instead of this dot phone number we have a channel name. and here instead of XYZ we will use the social media. Now all the model class is created, but it will be not a string type, it will be a social media type. So social model type. Okay, now go on a terminal and use the command to create all the G file. You know the command is flutter pub run build runner build. So when you hit the command, then the process will start, and all the 3 G file will be created. So it will create a main model.g dot, it will create social model.g dot, then it will create instamodel.g dot. So let's wait till it's create. But I will go on a main.dot file, and in the main.dot file I will just replace the endpoint which we used in the last video. I will use the current endpoint. So my current endpoint is this, and I already uploaded the code of the endpoint creation in the Node.js, so you can take help of that thing if you are a Node.js developer. Otherwise you can see the example, I mean how to create a nested object model. So while integrating your endpoint you can just create it. And here we get an error that the instamodel.g dot is missing. Let me go on instamodel. We did something wrong over here. Insta. So basically if you did a mistake, then the .g file will not be created. So the name is okay. So here is the mistake, that the name of the file is instamod, and we specified over here instamodel, so that's why it's giving an error. So I just updated it, and let me run again the build runner, and it will create an instamodel.g file also. So in the G file if you go, you can see the thing that the mapping will done automatically, and now the error of the instamodel is also gone. So now let's go on a main.dot file and show the data which we are getting from the backend. So I updated the thing over here, and here instead of the model class which we are using in the last video, I will use the main model which is created on this video, and I will use the control dot to import it. And here I am getting a error because this instance is not a instance of main model. So I will create a new instance. The name will be main model, and I will update the model class also here. So basically I am just creating a main model instance to store the data which we are getting back from the backend. Hit the save. Now when we made a HTTP GET request, so what will happen, that it will get the data and it will decode the data, then we will map the data in the main model file instance with help of main model class. So we are passing the data over here just. So if you watch the last video, then you will easily understand that what we are doing here. So here now in the last video we were showing the model.name and phone number. Now instead of model instance we can use the main model instance. So here main model instance, and in the main model we are getting a name and a channel name. So let me print the main model. Instead of phone number we have a channel name. Okay, and let me copy it and just show the other thing also, like let me add a FB page. So I will show the FB page here, the link of the FB page, and to use it I will just use the string interpolation like this, and I will use this. And to access the FB page, we first need a social media object, and inside the social media object we have FB page. Similarly, we can show the Twitter page also. So let me copy it and paste it. Instead of FB page, we can show the Twitter page. So Twitter. So basically what I'm showing you, that we have a main model instance, and in the main model we have a social media parameter. Inside the social media now we have a Twitter, and this is the way we can access the nested model parameter. And if you want to access the Instagram page, we just have to use one minute. I just wanted to show you that how we can access the Insta page also. So Insta channel page. So let's access the Insta page. So basically we have a Insta parameter. So I will call the Insta page, and if I will click dot, then you can see the channel page and own page. So let me show the channel page over here, and again just copy and paste the same thing, and here we will first access the Insta page which we are getting, and inside the Insta page we have our own page. So let me update here, Insta own page. So basically all the thing which we are getting from the backend is now we accessed, and we will show this thing over here. So we are getting a null string because we have to just do the restart. The last video also I just restarted the whole thing. Now you can see all the data like Balram Rathore, Dev Stack, which is the channel name, and FB page. So let's add something over here so it will look great. I mean, it is easily distinguishable. I mean, I just wanted to show you that how you can access the nested object over here, and my goal is now completed. And if I will again refresh it, and you can see all the data which we are getting from the backend as a nested object are shown here. So what happened, that first we created a Insta model. So in the Insta model we have a two parameter which we are getting from the backend, and we use the same and exact name which we have in the response. Then we created a social model because Insta model parent is social model, and in the social model we have a three parameter. First parameter was the simple string type, and third parameter was the Insta model type because we had the object of the Instagram model. Now in the last step we created a main model dot, and in the main model dot again we had the three parameter. First was the string type, and third type was the object type. So we created an object of the social model with help of social media. Now at the time of using this thing, we went on a main.dot file, and we just first called the endpoint, and after calling the endpoint we get back a data over here as a JSON string. Then we converted a JSON string with help of JSON.decode, and we get a variable R. Then we had a data, and we need a parsing, I mean the mapping the data to the respective model class. So we use the main model because the main model responsible for converting all the data. So after mapping a data, we store the data into the main model instance, and with help of the main model.name we get back a name and the channel name. Similarly, to access the social media links, we use a social media model with help of main model. So first we call the main model, then inside the main model we had a social media parameter, and in the social media parameter we had the FB page. Similarly, to access Instagram page, we first call the main model, then the social media model, then the Insta page, then after that we get access of the Insta page parameter. So this is the criteria to make a nested model class. Thank you all, and in the next video I will show you that how you can create a model class for the list type of data. Suppose right now we are getting a data in a single object, like let me go on a raw data and pretty, so it's a single object. Suppose you will get a data in a list type. Suppose you are getting a 10 profile data. So how you can create a model class for the 10 profile data, I will show you on to the next video. And at the last, I just wanted to say you that if you're liking this series, please like the video, share the video, and hit the subscribe button, and help me to grow this channel.